Sharori wants to know, what role would you like to play in either a musical theater show or a movie?
Um, well, I'm sort of a goofy dude, and I it's really easy to be pigeonholed for your personality. However, all goofing aside and all banter aside, I'm an actor. I studied, you know, the craft of acting, and I'd like to think I'm just as malleable as the next trained actor. So I don't really know. As an artist, you're kind of inherently a mercenary.
Hmm.
I will give whatever is offered to me. I can't kind of sit around and say I shall do Hamlet.
Right.
It's what people will allow you to do. So
I mean, as a fan, are you more into like action movies? Are you into
no,
comedy?
I believe in storytelling.
Yeah.
I like strong characters. And I've been I've said this a million times, but I can't say it enough. I've been extremely lucky because Blaine is a damn good character, and it has nothing to do with me. It's a very well written, strong character that has, meaning on a greater social level, and it's so much bigger than the show itself. So I've
Yeah.
basically scored my dream role at a very early age, and it's terrifying because I'm like, oh, crap, it's all downhill from here. So I don't know. We'll see what things open up. I mean, I like being a little bit of everything. I think I'm a believer in the fact that we are all everybody. We're all evil. We are all wonderful. We are all meek. We are all strong. So it's like, it's just a matter of somebody offering a part that'll let me tap into one of those people, and I'd
Mm.
be happy with it.
Okay. Speaking of Blaine, Elena Rusalka wanted to know anything you relate to about the character's strengths or insecurities or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, if you're not insecure as a teenager, then you're not a human being. Which is not to say if you're confident that you are inhuman. We all have insecurities, and Blaine's particular insecurities have to do sort of with his own personal struggles with his sexuality. I was pretty confident I was straight, so I didn't have that conflict. But there are other internal conflicts as far as, you know, that I fought just like everyone else. It was, like appearances and stuff. But something that I'm very fond of saying is, I've always been a fan of embracing that which makes you different, because it is what makes you most powerful. So the things that made me insecure are the things that I tried to really own as much as possible. At least when I was in high school. Was the question particular to high school, or was it just in
No, just in
general?
general. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's. I mean, obviously, I'm not currently. I'm in my 20s. I'm not a teenager in an all boys school. Um, but there are things that are kind of universal. I mean, it, man, it's tough. I mean, that's a heavy question. I'd say on the flip side, there are things about him that inspire me. That I can't necessarily relate to, but like wish I was more like. I think he's a very strong-willed guy, considering how much turmoil has been sort of implied about his previous life.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of strength there that I wish I had sometimes.
That's
But that's
interesting.
a good question. I have to really give that. That's a really good question. I gotta
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about that.
I mean, a couple people have asked about kind of how you feel about sort of being a role model. You are straight, you're playing a gay character. Do you feel like a role model in a way, or is that a weird
Um,
sort of way to put it?
that is a weird way to put it. I'm very touched, and I certainly hope that I mean that I can do that title some sort of justice.
Hmm.
That is as much of a burden as it is in a very empowering position. If I am, in fact, if what you say is true, and if I've been placed in a role model position, I think it's again because of a part that was written for me. I think the real role models here are the people who have created Blaine and stepped up to the plate. That Glee has become, in quite unexpectedly so, this soapbox for a lot of ideals, sociopolitically, or just general universal ideas of acceptance and inclusiveness. So I think they stepped up to the plate with offering a character like Blaine, and I'm just lucky to be the sort of poster child for their motives. Um, I, I happen to be very passionate about the social political package that Blaine is involved in.
Hmm.
So if I am, I certainly hope I don't screw it up. I mean, I believe in a lot of the things that Blaine stands for, and and that is completely separate. Even if I didn't play Blaine on TV, I would be just as vocal and just as supportive of those ideals. You know, but it's strange. I mean, it's strange. It's like if someone calls you a superhero, you're like, I know I'm not. I mean, I don't really have any superpowers at all. But if someone believes that, then it's your duty to do your best to do justice to it. So I'm trying my best, guys. I certainly hope I don't screw it up.
And Kurt Hummel is not a bad boyfriend to have on screen either.
He's not at all. He's not. And Criss is an incredible person. I'm going to an event tonight where Criss is being honored in Time Magazine as 100 most influential people. I mean, the kid's 20 years old. He's done more in the past few years than I've done in my lifetime, and he's just an incredible guy. Yeah, so the fact that I get to kind of be tied to somebody, to a personage of that magnitude is just incredible. It's incredible.
Do you know where the relationship evolves from here? I feel like it evolved at a really natural pace.
I don't know. Nice. Ryan Murphy said something great before Blaine even showed up, which was if and when he does have a boyfriend, he would hope that the relationship would be just as delicate, just as flawed, just just as normal as any relationship is on life, or on something as heightened as Glee. I mean, the same rules apply. Relationships are very fun, beautiful, tough things. So, we are in the honeymoon stages, and we are at the end of the season. So I think right now we're going to kind of ride the happy wave for a little bit. But, if they do decide to have me back for season 3, and if I'm around, then I imagine, things could go either way. But I just hope they continue to grow and learn from each other. And the cool thing about them is, yes, they are a young male gay relationship. However, that's almost secondary to the fact that they are these two strong characters that have finally gotten what they've both wanted. And I think that's the really beautiful thing. So I don't know. I hope they can just, like I said, continue to learn from each other. I think that'll be the most important thing.
You guys be like the Jim and Pam of Glee.
Yeah, hopefully.
Everyone else is all over the place.
Yeah,
love triangles.
That's a perfectly cool example to follow. Yeah,
personally, I would love that.
I'd be down with that too.